I think, we do have an assumption that Christian culture is biblical culture, and I think we've really got to rethink that. I mean, just because something is Christian doesn't mean it's necessarily biblically faithful.
The cross, which has become the principal symbol in the Christian religion, is often given its origins to the cross in which Jesus was hung on. Yet you'll have a myriad of rebuttals as to the origins of the cross, from theories such as it originated from the Ankh out of ancient Kemet, or some who will theorize that the origins come from the Mesopotamian god Tammuz. But another theory to be proposed, and which I'll do today, is to pull it straight out the alphabet, the Paleo-Hebrew Aleph-Bet, that is. Through the study of Paleo-Hebrew and its evolution through time, we find three phases of Hebrew: early script, late script, and modern script. The early script was shared by at least three different cultures. The three ancient languages, Proto-Canaanite, Phoenician, and Hebrew, are all said to be nearly identical, with very little differences, and make up an alphabet said to have derived from the Proto-Sinaitic alphabet. The Proto-Sinaitic inscriptions, according to Britannica, are defined as
archaeological remains that are among the earliest examples of alphabetic writing. They were inscribed on stones in the Sinai Peninsula, where they were first discovered in 1904.
One of these inscriptions, found on a stone boulder circa 1500 BCE, is the Proto-Sinaitic script, where we can see many early forms of the Paleo-Hebrew. Most notably is the letter Tav, which in the late script resembles an X, but here we can see the evidence of the early Proto-script that resembles a cross. And when referencing the letter with the ancient Hebrew lexicon of the Bible, on page 32, we come across the definition of the letter, where Jeff Benner describes Ta as
a type of mark, probably of two sticks crossed to mark a place. The letter has the meaning of mark, sign, or signature.
So as we open the Hebrew Bible in search of texts that propose a mark was placed on someone, we come to Ezekiel 9:4, a text that has Yahweh commanding the man clothed in linen with the inkhorn of the writer to go through the city of Jerusalem and put a mark on the foreheads of those who cry over the abominations done in the city. Coincidentally enough, the word used as mark in the Hebrew text is Tav. And if we remember, the ancient Paleo-Hebrew letter Tav was a depiction of two sticks crossed. So in essence, Yahweh commanded a cross or a mark to be put on the foreheads of the wicked. But the most famous mark is the mark of Cain, which is theorized in a plethora of ways as well. In Genesis 4:15, Yahweh places a mark on Cain. However, the Hebrew word here is ot, Strong's Concordance number 226, meaning a sign. But through comparative studies with the Strongs in the ancient Hebrew lexicon, we find the ancient Hebrew number 1022JN, which defines ot as a mark. And again, as we follow the evolution of the language back to its oldest use, we find the pictographic cross, or the ancient Hebrew letter Tav, meaning a mark. And the theory is further backed by the root of the Hebrew word ot, which is the preposition et, which in English has no biblical equivalence but is defined as a plowshare. The Paleo-pictographic script being an ox head, or aleph, and the cross, or the letter Tav, and when combined is a depiction of plowing of a field by driving the oxen to a direct mark. And lo and behold, the preposition et in the biblical Hebrew is used as a grammatical tool to introduce a direct object, or a mark of the sentence. So as we reflect on the marks we find throughout the scripture and the theory proposed, it gives us a different view of the Christian holiday, Ash Wednesday, and the marking of the cross with ash on the foreheads of the members, as well as the entertainers who most of our children follow with this mark tattooed on their foreheads. It seems the mark is a lot more prevalent than we once thought.
Hood scholarship.